and kufr. And we also learn from this hadith also that I've just mentioned now, that whoever wears anything for protection, no matter what it is, it's a blue eye, the black purse, the bone, or whatever you wear, a piece of metal, and you think that it's going to protect you, then you'll be left into its protection. As in Allah Azza wa Jal will free you, and He will not protect you because of that. He will not help you because of that. You'll be left in its care. Meaning it's not going to benefit you, it's not going to help you. One cannot become a sorcerer, dear brothers and sisters in Islam. One cannot become a sorcerer or a magician or you name it, unless he has sought nearness to the devils by obeying them, slaughtering for them, prostrating for a jinn, seeking aid from devils, calling onto them, urinating on a copy of the Quran, eating impure things, as well as many other disgusting acts in which they order for. And if you look at the examples they give on TV, entertainment or whatever, they don't give you the sorcerer and the image of a righteous man. They give you the image of a sorcerer who is disgusting in all ways. So one cannot become a sorcerer unless he becomes close to the devils. When he associates partners with Allah Azza wa Jal and obeys Satan, the jinn and the devils will obey him, and they will serve him and provide him with his needs, as long as they want to, because they will betray him with time. Further, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, devils will only help those who have dirty minds and commit sins. Allah Azza wa Jal, He tells us in His glorious book, هل أنبئكم على من تنزل الشياطين تنزل على كل أفاك أثيم. Shall I inform you, O people, upon whom the shayateen descend? They descend on every lying, sinful person. Let's go more specific now. What is the meaning of magic? What is the meaning of witchcraft, sorcery, you name it? In English, by the way, dear brothers, they differentiate between white magic and black magic. In Islam, we do not differentiate. It's all disallowed and the same. Whether it's used for a good cause or whether it's used for a bad cause. It's all shirk, it's all kufr. So what is the meaning of magic specifically? Magic, in the language, it refers to whatever is caused by hidden or delicate sources or forces. It's the illusion that makes something look different from what it really is. Islamically, it's more specific. It's the knotting that the sorcerers do. The sorcerers do a type of knotting which take different shapes and different forms. Spells, words that are uttered by them which are not understood or many times mixed, and it includes calling a jinn, calling a shaitan, or even calling planets, claiming that the planets have the spirits that can descend and help, which is all the same. It's all shirk and kufr billah azza wa jal. It is also written words that they write on a piece of paper in which they mix the words together, and they include numbers and words and occasionally even Quran that's written upside down in different shapes, in different ways, twisting the Quran around and including names of shayateen. They write it so that they can indirectly influence the bewitched person in his body or in his mind. Yes, it does have an effect on the body and on the mind. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's the one who told us that it does have an effect. There is an effect on the bodies and the minds. From it is that which causes the two to separate. From it is that which will cause the man to be withdrawn from his wife, not to want to have any intercourse with her. Some of it could cause even problems between a father and a son. Others, they could make a person fall in love with another person. Yes, it's mentioned. Another type which could cause hate. However, and there are other effects that the sihr has. But it must be in your mind, dear brothers and sisters, that all this cannot happen except by Allah allowing it to happen. Yes, it's bad. Yes, it's evil. But Allah Azza wa Jal, He's the one who would allow it to happen. If you were to ask why, it's part of the wisdom of Allah Azza wa Jal, where He trials people with good and with bad. And He's warned against it. And it's also from the means of trials and afflictions that fall into people. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's the one who told us in His glorious book that it only happens by His allowance. When He said, وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. But they could not thus harm anyone except by Allah's leave. So Allah Azza wa Jalla will allow it to happen. And He's the one who also destroys it and disallow it from happening. A question may be raised. Could it be that the circuses are included? Could it be that what people see at the circus, where a person is seen walking on water, flying in the air, bringing out the bird from nowhere, cutting a person into half, and all the different illusions they come up with, is that included or not? There is part of magic which is trickery, and it's all illusions, it's all tricks. And there's the other part which includes the dealing with the devil. Now, if a person was to ask, are you trying to say that there is a form that is allowed and a form that is disallowed? The answer is no. Without any doubt, they are both disallowed. And you should not get involved in any one of the two or witness any one of the two. For many reasons. Firstly, because you could not differentiate between what is real magic and what is tricks. And you are obliged Islamically to refrain from that which you are in doubt of to that which you are not in doubt of. So you cannot tell the difference. You are ordered Islamically to refrain and stay away from even watching it. Also, it is considered from the zur. And Allah Azza wa Jalla said, وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورَ. And those who do not witness falsehood. It is falsehood. Because of what it leads on to from people thinking bad thoughts and beliefs. A person many times is falling into the thought that someone is creating here. Someone is bringing back a person back to life. Someone here is doing something incredible, flying in the air. He is someone who has incredible powers. He can do things that, and he goes on to thoughts that are haram. So, yes, there is something called trickery, which does not involve the devils, and there is another form which involves the devils. And both you are not allowed to be witnessing or learning or practicing. And this is something that Sheikh Al-Abbad, he actually gave the fatwa on, and many scholars are on that opinion too. But one of them is considered to be shirk and the other one's not. The other one's not considered to be shirk because it doesn't involve the dealing with the devil. But it doesn't mean that you get involved in it. You stay away from both and you do not practice any one of the two. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, there are those who are considered to be the same as sorcerers, the same of magicians, witches, and they are those who are called soothsayers, or fortune tellers, or astrologers, who all claim the knowledge of the unseen. And Also, the same applies to them. From them are those who just guess and come up with their own ways of reading things without dealing with the devil. And there are those who deal with the devil. And both are disallowed and both are considered to be kufr. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal in His glorious book, He said, قُلْ لَا يَعْلَمُ الْغَيْبِ قُلْ لَا يَعْلَمُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ الْغَيْبَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ. Say, none know, or say none in the heavens and the earth know the ghaib, the unseen, except Allah. So even when this person is guessing, he's claiming here something that is only restricted to Allah Azza wa Jal. No one knows the unseen. So regardless whether he's dealing with a devil or he's got his own science that he follows, they're both considered to be kufr billah Azza wa Jal. And they are on the same level. So you should not even witness it or practice it or allow it. And whoever believes in their claim, dear brothers and sisters, and be aware of this, whoever believes in their claim that they know the unseen, he also becomes a kafir. Not because Mustapha Al Majzoub said so. It's because the Prophet ﷺ said so. If you believe that they know the unseen, then you have committed disbelief. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith collected by Abi Dawood, he said, whoever visits a soothsayer and believes what he has said, he has disbelieved in what has been revealed to Muhammad ﷺ. So it's a serious act. It's a serious thing. Also, Imam Muslim narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever consults a fortune teller. You might tell me, what if I don't believe the person? What if I don't think what they think? I just happened to be there and I wanted to sit there and hear consulting. I'm not going to believe, I'll just consult him. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever consults a fortune teller, his salah will not be accepted for 40 days. So it's a serious matter, even just going there from the first place and listening to them and lending them your ears and your heart. As for the legal ruling concerning sorcerers in this world, under Islamic law, they should be killed if evidence is established that they practice sorcery. And this is something the majority of the ulama have agreed on. And those who differed, they said it depends on what type of magic. Did he kill someone or not? Regardless the correct view, anyone who practices magic or sorcery, he is to be killed under Islamic law by the authorities. It's not something that anyone can just guess. There is a procedure. He needs to be sitting for trial and where it's proven that he practiced magic. It's actually reported from 3 companions that they all ruled that the person who practices sorcery or magic or witchcraft is to be killed under Islamic law. Matter of fact, one of them, Jundub, he actually witnessed with his own eyes someone who beheaded a person in front of one of the leaders. And then when he saw that, immediately he took out his sword and he chopped his head off and he said, let's see if you can bring your head back there. That's how straightforward it was. It's to show you how serious it is, dear brothers. There are some ignorant people, unfortunately, out there, who do not have a clear perception. And they could not differentiate between a sorcerer, a sahir, you name it, a witch, and the ally of Allah Azza wa Jal. Unfortunately in our times, anyone who comes up with something weird, they call him what? A wali. And if you were to ask him, where are you going? Or where did you go? They tell you, I just came back from the Sheikh, from Maulana.